Hi everyone, welcome. FPLMattDay here, and this is my Gameweek 35 live deadline stream. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. Be sure to give the video a like and get any comments and questions in ahead of Gameweek 35 deadline in an hour's time. It is another double game week with Chelsea and Tottenham both playing two games in this game week. Spurs with the Arsenal North London derby, and then the away game against Chelsea, and then Chelsea have Villa away and then Spurs at home. So another double game week for us to all enjoy. But this is just a Q&A. It's going to be a 30-minute Q&A before deadline in an hour. So it's going to be a bit different this week. We won't do a full 1 hour deadline. So get any questions in from now over the next 30 minutes. And then I can leave everyone to sort their teams out afterwards. I know a lot of people are on wildcards as well. So get any questions in the comments. Christian, welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you're good. Let me know which double game week players you think should be lock-ins for our team. If anyone is also watching on Twitter, then come online to the YouTube and ask a question as well. We'll wait for questions to come in. This is only a 30-minute stream tonight, and it's all about getting those questions in ahead of tonight's deadline in 1 hour's time. Maybe I'll look to share screen as well, like I normally do. Well, we'll go through the fixtures as well in case the questions are a bit light on in tonight's stream. Let's bring those up also. Got a question from Teamsy Banks. Mate, I'd be definitely adding Son into your team. So if you've not got Son, I think you'll have to be in there. He's going to be highly owned. I also think the captaincy is going to be pretty strong between him and Cole Palmer for this game week. So, yeah, if you don't have him, I think it's definitely worth getting him in. We won't share screen. We'll just wait for questions to come in the comments from now until the next sort of 30 minutes or so. Christian's done his wild card. He's got 3 positions left: JP, Reguilon, and Castagna. Looking for double game week options for them. I think if you potentially the likes of Dallo, who doubles in game week 37, maybe even Garvadol from Man City, I think are good options as well, mate. Will Mateta's form under Glasner outscore Højlund or JP over the rest of the season? I don't mind Mateta, mate. I think if you've got him, based on the form he had in the last game week and the football that Palace are playing, then yeah, definitely worth keeping him. But yeah, I think double game week 37, Højlund will be a popular pick to bring in. Carl Finn, welcome back to the stream, mate. He's got Luis Diaz to Gordon and Morgan Gibbs-White to Foden. Captain choice, Palmer or Son. I have a feeling for Gordon. 8-0 reversing Gray at home. Huge as well. 153 points, mate. Massive. I think there's not much in it between Palmer and Son, but Palmer's probably going to be the favourite with his form this season. He's pretty fixture-proof as well. So I'd probably say Palmer does edge it. But Gordon and even Isak, they're not bad shouts for captain options this week. Obviously, with Newcastle playing that home game, we know how good they are. They can be at St James's. They won 4-0 in their last home game and obviously 8-0 in the reverse fixture for this one. But keep those questions coming in. Jump onto the YouTube if you are on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel or give me a follow and give the video a like. I will just do Q&A. I'm not going to share screen and go through fixtures. I've done a thread talking about some of my favourite differentials as well for this game week. I did put Brennan Johnson in there for one of the Spurs differentials. I think there's a lot of potential with him. He has been returning this season. So keep an eye on that. I have ranked Cole Palmer as the #1 captain, Foden as the 2nd, and Son as the 3rd for this game week as well. So you can check that thread out. But we will wait for more questions and comments to come in. Obviously, deadline is not too far away. Let's see if anything's come in on Twitter in terms of questions. Obviously, not just yet. In my thread, I also mentioned some other differentials I liked. So I spoke about Harvey Barnes, who I don't think is a bad alternative to Gordon. And also Højlund, who we just spoke about before. Very low selected Burnley at home for this game week, and he also doubles in game week 37. In terms of double game week players, I'd say Son for Spurs, Johnson, who I just mentioned, potentially Pedro Porro, but I'll be honest, the Spurs defense is pretty poor. I know a lot of people get excited about double game weeks, but yeah, I see very minimal clean sheet potential there. Tough fixtures. Mert the Tractor, hope you're good, mate. Who to get? He's got Areola, Leno, Braithwaite. Have a look through his team. 2 free transfers. I'd probably play. I'd try and maybe get a goalkeeper in there. Maybe Petrovic. And then I'd play Branthwaite, 8 Nori, and Dallo. Then I'd play Gordon, Palmer, Salah, Johnson, Saka, Isaac, Haaland. You've got a pretty solid team in there, to be fair. Maybe if you're not sure if I'd definitely get a goalkeeper in, whether it's maybe Pickford for Areola or Petrovic from Chelsea, because he's obviously got a couple of doubles. I think you're pretty well covered with Braithwaite, Gabriel, and 8 Nori and Dallo this week, and then Gordon, Palmer, Saki. Maybe you might want to sell Salah. You could look at Son for Salah. I can't see that Son's in there, mate. So I'd probably then go for Son. So one of the goalkeepers out and then Son. Yeah, good team, mate. I think you posted your wild card on Twitter. So yeah, I do really like it, mate. Lots of good options. Junaid, start White or Van de Ven or Maguire. It's difficult. I think Van de Ven, again, 2 games, but I can't see a clean sheet. White, tough game. Probably the highest clean sheet potential based on Arsenal's form. They did win 2-0 in this game last season at Spurs Stadium. But I'd probably say Maguire. Son, Havertz, Palmer, Foden, Saka midfield. What do I think? I think it's good, mate. I think it's good. Strong. Havertz is on form. Foden's on form. Son, Palmer's on form. And Saka always has that chance of pens. Yeah, I've seen that, mate, about Nuno. I did just see that. What do we think about Forest's goal threat? The only sort of option I'm thinking is, would it be better to have I've seen a lot of people starting Petrovic over Edison, which I'm not sure about, because what are people expecting out of Petrovic over the next 2 games against Villa? I think Villa score a couple of goals. And then Spurs, I think Spurs score. So you're probably looking at maybe 2 to 4 points out of Petrovic. And then Edison's probably going to, I think City keep a clean sheet in that one. I can see them just going there, doing the business, winning it 2-3-0. But let me know what you think, mate. I did see those Nuno stats. So yeah, let me know what you think. Got some good views coming in. So yeah, give the video a like. Get comments in. Yeah, Chris Wood. He's got a good knack of scoring in these types of games. But yeah, I still would pick Edison as my keeper over Petrovic if I had to make a decision between the two for this game week. And I've seen a lot of people picking Petrovic because he's got 2 games. Yeah, let's see what other people have to say about this. Yeah, again, I've seen a lot of people going for Vicario, Petrovic. I think I'd still start Vicario over Petrovic. It's tough because there's rumours that Haaland might be on the bench this week. So Alvarez will get a go at it in the lineup, but I would probably say Jackson for me. I would start Jackson. We will wait for more questions to come in as well. Yeah, like I'm looking at some of the double game week picks, and obviously we love double game weeks, but I can't see a clean sheet from Spurs. I'm a Spurs fan. I can't see us keeping a clean sheet in either game. Chelsea, great record at home for goals. Spurs record at the Bridge is terrible. And then the Arsenal game, I think both teams will score. I think we'll see goals from both sides. Yeah, just can't see clean sheets there. Maybe one Spurs defender if you really want to go for it, but I wouldn't double up. I would start Isaac, mate, between those two. David's decided to captain Man United player this week. Burnley is a great fixture. Yeah, I think if it's an attacking player, then I don't think it's the worst option. I wouldn't be captaining like a Maguire or a Dallo or a defensive option because, yeah, United are conceding goals for absolute fun at the moment. Keep getting your questions in. We are 50 minutes from deadline. Give the stream a like. Only takes 5 seconds. And subscribe also if you are new. Just having a look at a few more people that have done their wildcards as well. Just to have a look and see what they have done. And again, I'm seeing a lot of people, continue to pick Petrovic, which I find interesting. Keep getting your questions in as well. Tricky one. Who would you start? Let me know in the comments out of Vicario or Edison. We've got a non-FPL question from Renee. What are my score predictions for Spurs versus Arsenal? Tricky. Arsenal are the informed team. I'm going to go with 2-2. I think you mean clean sheet, but nah. Spurs are not keeping a clean sheet in either game, in my opinion. I just can't see it. Yeah, I had a look, and I think last clean sheet was away at Villa, 4-0 win. But other than that, yeah, clean sheets are hard to come by. FPL Roo, welcome to the stream, mate. He is gone with a 3-1 to Spurs. I'd love for that. Love for that to be the case. Yeah, I agree with him. I think we concede. Good question. Let me quickly check the score in the A-League. 3-1 to Central Coast. That game finished, mate. Salah benched according to the rumours. I've taken a -8 this week because of the last-minute news. So very interesting. I think we'll see a lot more people transfer in, maybe even Kevin De Bruyne for Salah, which I don't think is the worst option, if that's the case. But yeah, big shock coming out of this game week. Keep getting your questions in before deadline. Give the stream a like. Subscribe also if you are new. So I'm looking to see if there's any other late news. I can't see anything else. I'm looking at some more wildcards. I'm just not understanding why a lot of people are wanting to start Petrovic for Chelsea. Yeah, very interesting. Do I play any other fantasy leagues? Yep. So I also play UEFA Champions League fantasy. So you can check out the videos on my page if you haven't done already. For an additional hit, bring in Jackson, and would it mean benching Saka, or is it just FOMO? There's definitely a bit of FOMO around it. Like, you've got to look at Nicholas Jackson and be realistic. He misses a lot of chances. I think you'd be better off having Højlund out of the two. But again, we all like our double game weeks. So, yeah, it's tough because you're already on a -8. So I probably wouldn't stretch a -12 to do that. Got some good watches now. So make sure you ask a question in the comments. Give the video a like as well. And subscribe if you're new. 45 minutes till deadline. Had some early team news from Liverpool as well. Looking to captain a midfielder. What's your recommendation? It's got to be Cole Palmer. I've seen a few people as well talk about the best goalkeeper combinations for this game week and game week 37 as well. And I think it's got to be Ederson because you know he's going to start both. So by having Ederson, you take away that headache of a Man City player not playing or a defender. And there probably has to be Petrovic based on his price point. It's tough. It is annoying that he was training on Friday and then didn't play any minutes in the Brighton game, which he would have, if he was fit to play, he would have scored a couple of goals. So that was really annoying. Do I think he starts on the bench? I think I'm going to say yes. I think that they unleash him at some point in the game, and then he's fully fit and ready to go against Wolves. City can't afford for him to start and get an injury. Yeah, maybe score draw. It was last season. It was 1-1. What to do with Haaland? If you've got, it depends on what bench options you got. To be honest, I think if you've got the coverage, if you're on a wild card, you could probably afford to put him as first sub. But if you don't, then you start him. Score predictions for the Chelsea Spurs game and Man United Burnley. Tough one for the Man United Burnley. I think Burnley score. They're desperate, so I think they score. It's either going to be 2-1 Man United or 2-2. I'll go 2-1 to Man United. Chelsea Spurs, horrible record for Tottenham at the Bridge. Down the years, these things have got to end eventually, but again, 2-2. Vicario, Edison, and Nana now to start. Looking at reports from Chelsea and Newcastle. Yep, that's a fair point. That is also a fair point. I think there's a lot of people potentially looking at that Vicario Edison combination. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. It's just a lot of money that then goes into your keepers. Probably is a little bit of a shame that Vicario is at that 5.3 mil and not kind of at that lower price point. I'd say that is a bit of a pain. So we'll probably stream for another 10 minutes just so it gives managers some time to get their teams ready for the deadline, which is in 42 minutes. Just been sent a wildcard by one of our viewers. So I'm just having a look at it now. Very strong. Yeah, very good team. I'll just reply to him. Yeah, it's tough. I did from the comment that came in earlier, I said 2-2. I just think Arsenal will be, both teams will be up for it. I think Arsenal would probably take the lead. Spurs to score, maybe take the lead themselves, and then there'll be some type of late equaliser in that game. But I think 2-2. I think Spurs will have enough in them to get a result, but they'll concede goals. There's no way Spurs find a clean sheet unless they scrap out a 1-0, but that's just not the way they play this season. Maybe not, but I think you have to have at least one Newcastle defensive type of asset this week. And yeah, Arsenal's defence is good, but in a derby, defence's form all goes out the window. It was 2-2 in this game last time as well. So I'm going to stream for another 10 minutes. So keep getting your questions and comments in as well. Give the video a like. Subscribe if you're new as well. Seeing a few people are doing this. I know I've mentioned it a few times, but people playing Petrovic over Edison, and yeah, just not so sure on that personally. There's a lot of people doing it. I'm seeing most teams doing the exact same. Like, what are they expecting out of Petrovic across 2 games? Honestly, think Villa are going to score a couple of goals. Maybe he might make a few saves. He might come out with 2 points. Same could happen then in the Spurs game. Couple of points, so he ends with 4. But I can see City just shutting that game out, 2 or 3 goals to nil. I want Arsenal to win because I can't bet City winning 4 in a row. Yeah, fair enough, mate. I'm obviously the opposite, not wanting Arsenal to win. Yeah, nah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's also true. The one thing I will say though is this, the lack of momentum of not playing games this season has definitely impacted us in a lot of matches. Like, and even Postecoglou said that there's been times where he's like, I'd rather us have more games than less, because I know there's been the injuries, but you know, you come back from a couple of weeks off and yeah, just can't quite get going. It's tough, mate. I think Palmer's the best captain still, just based on stats. And as much as I love Son, we've seen him go hiding at times for FPL lately, especially since coming back from the Asia Cup. Yeah, mate, I reckon he has to. Actually, Son off the left, Richarlison in the middle, Johnson on the right, I think makes sense. But I still think Richarlison, Son, and Kulusevski is our strongest front 3. So I'm going to say, yeah, I reckon he's going to start Richarlison, and then maybe change it up in the Chelsea game. Milan, welcome to the stream, mate. Do I think it's worth a -12 to get Foden, Isaac, Son, Diaz, Solanke, Salah out? I have 40 points lead in a mini league. We got a nice lead. Yeah, I'd say yes, because if you don't have a free hit or anything, or a wild card, then yeah, all 3 of those players you're bringing in played 2 double game weeks. So yeah, it's a good stat. He's got to get some minutes. He might even get the last sort of 30 minutes off the bench as well. But I definitely think if you bring him in, you're going to get 1.5 games out of him. So a lot of people are using their wild card this week in preparation for double game week 37. So their wild card now, get their team ready, maybe save a transfer next week, make an extra one in game week 37 and use their bench boost. Nah, I don't think so, mate. I would have said yes in that sort of first 10 games of the season, but he's definitely flying under the radar, Maddison is, as a pick this week. But yeah, I just don't think he's captain material right now. So yeah, some good watches still. So give the stream a like, subscribe if you're new, and get some questions in. Gonna stream for at least another 6 minutes. So yeah, keep those questions coming in. See if there's any other news that's come up. Doesn't seem to be. I think a few people are trying to ask if we're going to get any Haaland news pre-deadline. I feel like with Liverpool, poor defeat in the week. Poor defeat to Palace as well. I don't know. Almost feels like with them, they're still in the title race, like in terms of points. But it almost feels like with that Everton game, that Palace result, and the fact they've appointed they look at appointing a new coach for next season already. I look at it as if they feel like maybe this could be the nail in the coffin today. Potentially early game as well. I've seen them complain a bit about those early games. West Ham have been terrible though. Like, let's be honest, 5 goals they've let in last week, stacks of goals lately. So it is a good opportunity for Liverpool to come out and show they're still in the title race. But yeah, I think you're right. I think they could drop some points. Draw. I'm going to go 2-2 again. So we will stream probably for another 4 or 5 minutes, unless we get more watches and questions, and then we'll obviously keep going. So just give the video a like, subscribe. Also, if you're new, get some more questions in. Captain queries, transfer thoughts, wildcard questions are all welcome. Again, another wildcard I've seen here, Petrovic. Just not getting it. Not getting it. I don't think it's bad. I guess you got to look at it over the next 3 game weeks. 35, 36, and 37. You're then counting on potentially Spurs to score 30 in 35, and then in 36, probably going to be the trickier one. And then 37, you're just hoping that Man United have something to play for. But you're going to need them on game week 38. So as long as you've got a plan to bring in at least 1 to 2 Arsenal players for game week 38, then I think you can probably just about get away with it. Some good questions so far. So if you do have any for your wild card or for your own team or any transfer thoughts, then yeah, get them in the comments. Seeing quite a few hits going around, -4s, -8s. Very interesting. Good time to have a wild card. Is it worth transferring in a Newcastle player? I think a lot of people have double and triple Newcastle at the moment. I'd probably say the top 3 are Isaac, Gordon, and then Shah, and then probably Dan Burn, and then Harvey Barnes as well. It has to be, I'd say neither, mate. If you've got another option, go with Son or Palmer. Not sure if Haaland's going to start, and we've got news that Salah isn't going to play. Any Chelsea defenders worth getting? I feel there isn't, but penny for thoughts. Nah, mate. Look, if you're desperate for someone, Cucurella, but to be honest, mate, I think there are voids. I think there are voids right now. Something to revisit in 37, maybe once Gusto's fit. So we're going to stream for another couple of minutes. So yeah, get your questions in prior to the stream ending. Give the video a like and subscribe if this was your first time to the channel. Half an hour until deadline as well. Obviously, I usually like to stay all the way until deadline. But obviously, a lot of managers are on their wild card as well. So just want to give them that time to make their transfer moves from now until deadline. So we'll see if any more questions come in the next 30 seconds. If you're watching on Twitter, come onto YouTube and ask a quick question, or even ask on Twitter. Even if you're watching now on Twitter from the watches, questions do come in. And we've got one here from Jermaine. Seeing that you're on the wild card, mate. Start Pickford or Onana. Pickford, mate, every time. And then having Dalot gives you that coverage. I'm going to captain Højlund. Is it a wise option, though? I don't think it's a bad option. I think Palmer's the best pick, and then Son, and then outside of that, the likes of Højlund, Foden, maybe even Bruno Fernandes are all good options. So look, if you get a couple of goals from him, mate, then great pick. We've had a few more watches come in, so we'll wait for a couple more questions and see how we go before we wrap up the stream. Still seeing Petrovic in so many teams. Still seeing it. Just not a huge fan. All right. No more questions have come in. So give it the last sort of 20 seconds to ask one, whether it's from YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter. And then if we don't sort of get one in the next 20 seconds, we will look to wrap up tonight's stream. Just a quick deadline Q&A tonight. A lot of people are on their wildcards. Stay tuned on the channel this week as well. It will be the return of Champions League semi-finals, first legs. So I'll be dropping a video over the next 24 hours with my transfers and team selection. And then there'll obviously be content all the way up for FPL Gameweek 36 as well. Doesn't look like we're going to get any more questions. Thanks for everyone that's joined the stream tonight, Christian. Great to see you in the stream, mate, and good luck with your surgery as well. Cold War, is Dubravka okay on wildcard with Petrovic? Yeah, I think he is. There is rumours that Pope is on the way back, but again, he's had a long-term injury. I'm not sure Newcastle would look to even rush him back into the team if they don't need to. So, Dubravka's not a bad pick for me, and you get the double out of him. Definitely still a premium asset, I'd say, for this season, but won't be next season, mate. And he's probably pushing that tag at the moment. He's pushing it. I know I keep saying it, we'll wait for a few more questions just in case. Looks like we've had a few new people that come into the stream, which is awesome. And thanks to everyone that's hit the subscribe button tonight. We've managed to gain a few subs, so that's brilliant. So keep that coming in. This is a good post, this one. Don't trust the Spurs defence, and Jackson causes enough heartburn supporting Chelsea. Anyway, this is from a Chelsea fan. So this Chelsea fan hasn't decided to go with the Spurs defence, which I think is fair. Yeah. Interesting with the goalkeeper situation for this week. I'd still play Ederson over Petrovic. All right, well, it doesn't look like we're going to get any more questions come in, so we'll look to wrap up the stream. We'll just give it another 10 seconds. Make sure you like the stream and video if you haven't done already. Subscribe if this was your first time. Last question's coming here from David. Villa or Spurs, who will fight for the top four? I'd love to say Spurs, but I'll be honest, I think it's Villa's now, because by the time they play Liverpool, second last game of the season, good time to play Liverpool now. They'll be out the title race, I think, by then. Spurs, difficult run of games, as we all know. Lost games like the Fulham game, the Newcastle game, Wolves at home. There were some games that they just shouldn't have lost. And I think if they picked up an extra 6 points, plus the Spurs game in hand away at Chelsea. So I think if we'd got that extra 6 points under the belts, then we would have ended up fourth. But I think it'll be Villa. But I don't think it's the worst thing, because if Spurs can go in the Europa, probably got more of a realistic chance of going far in that comp. Whereas the Champions League, just don't think the club is quite ready, or the squad is ready for it. Maybe need another season under Ange to kind of get back ready for the Champions League. We saw that under Conte last year. Got ourselves back into the biggest stage, the biggest tournament, and just didn't look ready for it. Not like when we were in it under Pochettino. But yeah, some great questions tonight. Thanks to everyone who has tuned in. Really appreciate all the support. Subscribe if you're new. Give the video a like as well. And I will see you all in the next one. Good luck for this game week. If you've made some transfers or you've used your wild card, then best of luck. And I will see you all in the next one. I'm FPLMattDay. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.